Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. We're back into the nitty gritty, we're back into the rhythm. Yes, after yesterday I gave you guys two videos. If you haven't checked them out, I'll leave them right here. Your Reddit video for Reddit Monday, and I gave you the first Chelsea video that I've given you in about 4 days. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already. But today is going to be interesting. Why? Because we have more contract speculation, plus I've got a little talking point that I want to bring to you guys. Before I do though, I want to let you guys know today's video is brought to you and sponsored by the OneFootball app, as I'm sure you can hear sirens in the background for whatever reason I don't know, but welcome to London. The OneFootball app suits all of your needs, all of your footballing needs anyway. Anything you want to know about your club, your league, any other club, any other league, anywhere in the world, any other news, any statistics, any transfers, any content, you will find on the OneFootball app. So make sure you download the OneFootball app, link in the description. Enjoy. Now let's get into today's nitty gritty, and it does go around what we spoke about yesterday. Yesterday I spoke about Christensen and the fact that he is very close to signing a new deal. I mentioned Azpilicueta. I also mentioned Antonio Rudiger. Well, thanks to Antonio Rudiger, it seems like we have a little update. So check this out. Chelsea are no closer to agreeing a new contract with Antonio Rudiger. His representatives have barely touched base with Marina Granovskaya in recent months. Clubs across Europe are keeping tabs, including Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. This report also goes on to say that Tuchel is adamant that Rudiger needs to remain one of his main players. So I'm sure Tuchel will be communicating with Marina, will be communicating with Petr Cech, and just outlining how important Rudiger is to his team. Tuchel wants Rudiger to stay. 200%. So when I hear this, I know some of you are worried, and this is why I thought I'd bring it up, because I want to kind of calm everyone down. Rudiger will sign a new deal. I would be shocked. I would be shocked. There is absolutely no reason for Antonio Rudiger to leave. You know, on one condition though. On one condition, I'd say there's a slight possibility. And that's if he wants a new challenge. That you can't take out of a person. You know, everything might be absolutely fantastic. You might be winning everything. You might be happy. You might be settled. But it can get to a point, I guess, for some players, everyone's different. And this is the circumstance, where some players go, you know, I feel too relaxed. I want a new challenge. I want to push myself somewhere else. Nothing against Chelsea. Nothing against the Premier League. Nothing against all of that. But you know, aside from winning the Premier League title, which he hasn't done yet, which is, I would say, a challenge that he should push for, because this season it can happen. If he does get that, I guess he's pretty much won everything there is to win to an extent, I think. I don't think he's won the League Cup or the FA Cup. He hasn't won the FA... No, he hasn't. Has he won the FA Cup? He was there under Antonio Conte's second season, I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so I think he's won the FA Cup. But some players want a new challenge. They just want something new. Again, nothing against who they are currently with, just for their personal needs, their personal growth, their personal satisfaction. Maybe Rudiger will be like that. Maybe. But if that's not the reason, there is no reason. Literally, aside from that, there is no reason why Rudiger needs to leave. He's first team choice, literally. He's probably one of the first names on the starting 11 list every single game for Thomas Tuchel, because he's an absolute rock in defence. He's playing in a team that are winning trophies now. He's got a manager that is absolutely incredible. He's happy, he's settled, he's earning good money, he's living the London life. Everything's absolutely lush. What is there to complain about? I also mentioned he's on good money. Did I say that already? I mean, flipping out, he's got everything. So there is no reason to go. However, we'll see what happens in the coming months. Well, at least up until end of the season. We know this season he will definitely be with Chelsea. And at the end of the season, though, we don't know. We'll wait and see. However, I want to reassure all of you, if you're asking my opinion, surely he stays. Surely he signs a new deal. And I honestly think there's no contact between his camp and the club at the moment, because there's no rush. There is no rush. You know, we've just started the new season. We know he's going to be playing out the new season. There is no rush. There is no rush. We can take our time with Rudiger, honestly. And I'd be surprised if he doesn't sign. Honestly, I'd be surprised. But we'll see. You never know. Only Rudiger knows what's in his head, not us. We're not mind readers, so we'll wait and see. Now, talking about one point in terms of having the correct player in the team. right? Because there was a lot of speculation in relation to our defensive midfield position, or just central midfield. The whole transfer window, we went through Declan Rice, we went through Tchouaméni, we were contemplating Ampadu, we were contemplating Loftus-Cheek, and even Mason Mount playing in a 6 if he can, just to fill in as a cover. Billy Gilmore's gone out on loan, so we're keeping an eye on him. It's all a little bit up in the air, just in case Jorginho, Kovacic and Kante get injured. But now we've brought Saul into the mix, and he's now at Chelsea Football Club on loan with an option to buy at the end of the season. There's a little bit of news in relation to one of our old targets, who I still think might be a club target, but with Saul in the team now, I don't know if things are going to change. This is another talking point I thought I'd raise with all of you. So check this out. Manchester City and Manchester United are set to rejoin the race to sign Chelsea target Declan Rice next summer. Liverpool could get involved. And this is where it gets a little bit tasty. But I don't know about you, and I thought I'd talk about this, right? I know there's a bit of a split opinion about Declan Rice. Let's have it right. Yeah, there are people in the Chelsea fan base that idolise Declan Rice to the point where I think they would go down on their knees for him. Right? That's just, and that's not in a bad way. I know some very good friends who are very, very Declan Rice, how am I going to say this? Flipping, let's just say advocates in a big way. Right? So there are those. There are those that absolutely despise Declan Rice and don't want anything to do with him in the team and think he's got no potential whatsoever. Now, what do I think? I think he's a decent player. I think that he would probably come in and do a good job. I'm not going to lie. But, I don't see Chelsea signing Declan Rice. Ever. I don't see it now. I would have said a couple of months ago, yes, I see it in the future. But now, I don't see it. I don't see it one bit. Why? Because we've got Saul. Listen, with Saul now, the fact that he's come at the club at this time. He's 26 years old. He needs a bit of a rejuvenance in his career. Thomas Tuchel is the man to do that, you can best believe. And he's not coming as a fourth option. Let's have it right. He's not coming as fourth choice. He has come in as a fourth option. Right? He is there on the table with Kante, Jorginho and Kovacic. There's now 4 of them to pick from. I don't think he's, undermined or the rest are superior than him. I don't think that's the case at all. I think Saul will be playing games. Now, if you're asking me how he's going to be used, I don't think he'll play with Kovacic. They're too similar, right? I think he'll play with a Kante. I think he'd play with a Jorginho. I think he'd do the dirty work alongside Kante and let Kante, go a little bit forward if he has to, and Saul can be the one to clean up, as much as Kante can support him in that role very well. And I think alongside Jorginho, he'd have more license to go forward whilst Jorginho stays a bit back. So I think, there are combinations there. I don't see him playing alongside Kovacic. But with Saul coming in, I honestly believe he will do very well. And at the end of the season, I think we'll sign him. And this is the thing. If we sign Saul, we're not getting Declan Rice. It's game over. There's no way we're going to go in and get a Declan Rice, have Billy Gilmore come back, sign Saul, and end up with 6 midfielders. That would be... No, not going to happen. So I honestly think Saul coming in now on loan... I don't see him going back to Atletico Madrid. I would be shocked, just like the whole Rudiger thing. I'd be shocked if at the end of the season, we come back and look at this player and go, yeah, you know what? He's had a fantastic season with us. He's done some big things, but we're going to let him go back to Atletico. I don't see it happening. Just like Kovacic. You guys remember Kovacic? Kovacic we got on loan. He impressed. What happened? We triggered the buyback. We triggered the buy option. We triggered the option, and if I'm not mistaken, I think that was about 40 million euros as well. Or 40 million pounds. Anywhere, somewhere there. We have the option to buy Saul for 40 million euros at the end of the season. We did it with Kovacic. Look at him now. He's still at the club and he's thriving. I think with Saul impressing. Now, if he doesn't impress, that's a different story. Right? If he doesn't impress, then we can just send him back to Atletico. Cheers, Saul. Thanks for being the cover. See you later. Yeah, not a problem. Billy Gilmore will come back. The fact that Billy Gilmore will come back at the end of the season is a problem in itself, because if we decide to buy Saul, there's going to be 5 midfielders to choose from. Now, in terms of a transition, going into the season after next, or the one after that, you got to realise Kante's time will be coming to an end. He's going to hit that 30 mark and then 32, 33 and legs will begin to go. Maybe with Kante they'll go on a little bit longer, but to have a 35-year-old Kante in your midfield is, maybe, I don't know. Will he be up to it? I'm not so sure. We'll wait and see though. If I have to put a bet on a player doing so though, I put it on two, and that's Cristiano Ronaldo and Kante. So Kante's chances are good, but you got to be realistic. You got to prepare for the future. That's why with Billy Gilmore coming in, the fact that Saul was 26 years old, Saul realistically has a good 7-8 years in him, right? So, we could look long term with him. At least, mid to long term. The next 7-8 years before he retires. We can get quite a bit of leverage off of Saul, quite a bit of longevity. So that's something to discuss, and that's something to evaluate. But with that option on the table, we buy Saul. We're not buying Declan Rice. We're just not. So this is where I want to say, look, to those that love Declan Rice, yes, as I've said, he'd be a good player in the team. I think he'd do well. Premier League experienced, very, very good friends, best friends with Mason Mount. We know this. Chemistry in the team would be lovely. He's no Chelsea academy player. He'd come in. He'd know some of the lads. I think it'd go well. But if we keep Saul, I think it's off. I think it's never going to happen. So that we'll wait and see. But let me know in the comments. What do you think? What do you think about Declan Rice? And, if other teams do go in for him, do you see him going elsewhere? Do you think we should stick with Saul at the end of the season if he does impress? Or do you think, regardless, we should send him back to Atletico and then probably going for Declan Rice? How do you see Billy Gilmore fitting in at the end of the season after he comes back from loan? And also, let me know what you think on the story about Rudiger and the contract situation. Do you think he'll sign? Do you think he'll leave? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to check out the OneFootball app, link in the description. I'll see all of you tomorrow for a brand new video. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care and peace.